But doesn't what you said contradict the paradigm we applying when buying Goredrinker on Aatrox? A genuine question. I don't want to be rude or anything. No. Actually, in a lot of ways, Goredrinker is lame for Aatrox. Let me explain. When you go Goredrinker on Aatrox, you now have a good chunk of heal, not attached to a skill shot, not attached to damage dealt, now attached to your health. Now, remind you, previously, all of Aatrox's healing was based on damage dealt. He had no health ratios or anything like that. Everything he did had to be damage, his damage, which was tied to a skill shot. So, in a lot of ways, yeah, Aatrox actually has his skill cap lowered by Goredrinker. And you can see that. Because now Aatrox's win rate, look at his win rate, in silver, 48%. It used to be like 46, 47% at most. Maybe that was intended. Maybe they wanted to lower the skill of Aatrox. But now they're just nerfing Goredrinker to shit. Well, I shouldn't say to shit. They're nerfing it pretty hard, especially on Aatrox. So, say goodnight to Aatrox. No. Aatrox has no health scaling in his kit. His ult used to revive him with percent health, which meant that he could play a bit tankier, but they removed that. As of now, Aatrox actually has... One of the big differences between Darius and Aatrox, even though both of them heal, even though both of them heal more with the special area on their ability, even though both of them want to sit in a fight and combo you, one of the big fundamental differences that has kept those two champions very much pointed away from each other in itemization and gameplay, Darius has no healing based on damage dealt and only healing based on HP missing. Aatrox has no healing based on missing HP or permanent HP or anything like that, and only based on damage dealt. That means Darius can build a tank item and he'll heal more for it. If Aatrox builds a tank item, he'll technically heal less because he won't be increasing his damage while other people are leveling up and getting more health and armor and possibly defensive items, etc. Lissandra mid, Akali top, Hecarim jungle. Good. Time to build my dedicated anti-magic champion. You know, that champion who's really good. And this is why you play Aatrox all the fucking time. Aatrox is pretty OP, not gonna lie. You just did lie. We're gonna need to go Tenacity. Mundo? Yeah. Mundo in a meta where people can go Ignite for his 60% healing debuff. Yeah, that's not gonna fucking happen. Isn't Mundo basically out of the game? He has 41% win rate in top, 47% win rate in jungle. He basically can't be played at all anywhere. And tank items are just going worse and worse and worse. Wouldn't it be viable to just build Goredrinker plus tank items on Aatrox and rely on Goredrinker cooldown being spammable and low? No. What? Did you actually look at tank items in the game? Have you actually ever looked at tank items? As much as people want to whine and complain about tanks being OP, let's go look at tank items.
Nor let myself be wielded as a tool. I am damned, but I will remake this world in
Okay.
my dark.
Let's look at these amazing tank items. We've got Knight's Vow, no. Zeke's, no. Abyssal Mask, 350 health, 60 MR, and I guess potentially 10% more damage. Well, that fucking sucks.
30 seconds until
80 armor, so 40 less armor than last patch, but also the ability haste, which used to be 20%, is now 20. So Black Cleaver went to 25, this is still 20. Reduces the attack speed of enemies by 15%. Okay, well it still does that, right? Reduces incoming damage by attacks by up to 0.5% of your health. Ooh. Ooh, that fucking sucks. Randuin's Omen. 250 health, so 150 less health than it used to be. The active is no longer a giant slow, but a brief slow, and then an attack damage and crit damage reduction. No longer gives crit damage by default? And then this wacky fucking reduces incoming damage by 0.5% of your health bullshit. Thornmail went up HP, but went down armor, and lost the attack speed slow. Not saying Thornmail is bad, but it's pretty clear that Thornmail is one of the only good tank items left. Force of Nature is a fucking joke. Honest to God, Force of Nature should forfeit. If you build Force of Nature, your team should be ejected from the game, lose no LP, and you should lose 50 LP to make up for it. You got Spirit Visage, which is a great item. Okay, now Spirit Visage got really hard buffed by the preseason. It went down MR. Okay, and it went up in price, and the amount it heals went down as well. But I guess it increases shields by a little bit. Okay, but that's okay. We've got Deadman's, one of the only other good tank items in the game, which still is a bit eh. By the way, I should mention the only reason Deadman's is even okay, and by okay I mean buildable, Can we just appreciate that Rek'Sai straight up solo killed the Hecarim there?
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
Okay, so now let's look at the remaining tank items, okay? These awesome, amazing tank items. Okay, so we've got Warmogs, which technically lost ability haste because it went from 10% to 10, went up in price, and now heals for less. I'm sorry, what? So mage items overall got better, and tank items got nerfed. The only fucking buildable good tank items got annihilated. Then it recommends Steric's Gauge as a tank item, and Titanic as a tank item, which is fucking hilarious because, yeah, fuck it. Why even go tank items? They just got nerfed to fucking shit. And then Gargoyle Stoneplate. One of the only fucking actual tank items that's buildable. I'm really feeling outplayed right about now.
Rampage.
Guys, Akali doesn't have infinite energy. Bonk, 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 bonk. I'm sure she's gonna run out anytime soon. Bonk, 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 bonk.
You have slain an enemy.
Akali players be like, no, Hashinshin, he had to auto attack every time he pressed Q. That's why he could Q forever. Hashinshin, you don't understand. She's barely even playable anymore. After Riot changed Presence of Mind, then compensated Akali with massive buffs, she's barely even playable anymore. Even though she takes less energy than before. Even though she doesn't even need to get kills to get that maximum energy anymore. Even though she restores energy throughout the fight now, she's barely even playable anymore. But Sunfire Aegis is broken as fuck to compensate for all those shitty tank items. But what if it wasn't anymore? What if it got nerfed and now it wasn't anymore? Now what? Do you think it really feels good to play a tank right now? In my opinion, it actually, despite Sunfire, doesn't really feel that good to play a tank anymore. Not only has Sunfire been nerfed really fucking hard, not only has Sunfire been nerfed really fucking hard, but the more you build, the more you realize that your items don't fucking do anything anymore. At the start of the season, it looked like tank items were pretty good. But that's because people didn't understand it wasn't tank items, it was just Sunfire. And now with Sunfire eating a big fat nerf, you'll notice that you don't really scale well anymore. Once you start getting to 3 items, you're not tanky at all and you're just dying instantly.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Tanks should be able to one-shot and should also take no damage. You are right, Hashinshin.
I must
Oh man, is that what I said? Oh, weird. See, I thought I said tank items generally look like crap. I guess what I meant is that tanks should be able to one-shot everyone and take no damage. Who knew? I had no idea that's what I was saying, but apparently I was. Darndest thing.
And thunder the filth of your forms!
There's no more health on tank items. You get 3 tank items, you get 3k HP at best. That's why I think there's this weird balance right now, where basically tank items are useless, and so you start slotting in bruiser items, which feels really fucking weird, not gonna lie. Because basically, they wanted bruisers and tanks to be able to slot in each other's items, which is fine, but what ended up happening was they basically meant we want no one to get tank items. And could Omen have used a change so that you can't just randomly slot in one Omen and suddenly become really fucking tanky against 80 carries? Sure. I agree. That was probably a change that needed looking into eventually. But you don't fix it by just saying, we're gonna make Omen worthless, and also Frozen Heart worthless, and Warmogs will also be worthless. And that's it. It's like, okay, so what's worth building? Nothing. Well, what's worth building? Nothing. Huh. They need to do a pass on tank items and actually make them not shit.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I think Thornmill is fine. I think Gargoyle Stoneplate is fine. Warmogs could go down 200 gold right the fuck now. I thought my ult timed out there, but then it didn't. Thank you, everyone. Right? I mean, I'm not, like, being sarcastic. That's basically how I feel about tank items right now. You play tank, you go Sunfire, you slot in probably Titanic and Styrax, which is really fucking weird to do. You probably slot in a Gargoyle Stoneplate and a Thornmail. That doesn't, like, what? I'm sorry. Why is nobody building Spear Visage? Why is nobody building Omen? I mean, let's say Spear Visage, sure. Some people, at least some fucking people, are building Spear Visage, right? But Omen? I literally have never seen an Omen built that wasn't by me. And it was only because I wanted to see it, and it was so fucking bad. Frozen Heart, I've literally never seen in the game. I'm sorry. Literally, what the fuck is Frozen Heart? What the fuck even is this piece of shit? And you know they're just gonna buff it to be like, oh, it's terrible, so we made it 30% attack speed reduction, and then it'll just be like the ultimate anti-bruiser tank item, but like, it's so fucking bad. Look at this piece of shit. Think about how fucking bad Omen is, and then look at Frozen Heart. It's embarrassing.
An
Like, Omen isn't good, and it's not even worth building, and then Frozen Heart is even worse than that. Which is crazy, when you think about it. Warmogs is not a fucking 3,000 gold item. I'm sorry. If they're gonna keep Warmogs at 3,000 gold, they better fucking give it 20 ability haste, because holy shit, it is bad. Nah. Straight up right now, Warmogs should go to 20 ability haste. No increase in cost. Just 20 ability haste. Just boom, right there. I surrendered. Kitty, lay down. Thornmail is okay, but Thornmail doesn't need to be buffed. Them buffing Thornmail is some dumb shit. It's one of the only good tank items and they're buffing it? That's stupid. They're buffing all anti-heal? I'm sorry, is there too much healing in the game right now or something? Hi, Kitty. Hi, Kitty.
Right through the counters like the super tap Hashinshin.